Hey everyone, Mike here in a studio apartment that I built as a off-grid hurricane bunker after Hurricane Irma. The idea was to use the two Superbase Vs to power this entire little apartment. Has everything you need: air conditioner, cooktop, a stove, microwave, and a place where we could kind of just stay cool and ride out the aftermaths of hurricanes. So I have the two Superbase Vs, have all the components, transfer switch, and here's my thoughts on it. So here's my experience so far with Zendure in general and the units. So I was, again, I was a little bit apprehensive making such a large capital investment on Kickstarter. I've funded projects before. However, I did see that they had a Palo Alto base and an address, so that gave me some, and I was familiar with the company, so that gave me the confidence to fund the project. They were seen to be an established company again, and with such an expensive capital investment, if there was warranty issues, I would assume I could ship them back to their U.S. at least office or base for any type of warranty claims, etc. So that being said, I got the units in a timely manner as far as the Kickstarter schedule, and in the meantime, we were waiting on. It was probably a couple months after I received the two Superbase V units, and I played with them, tested them, but I couldn't really test them in their capacity. I needed to run a 220 mini split, and with that, I needed the ZenY cable. And I kept on receiving emails stating it was going to be, shipped in such and such date. And finally, I received an email saying, "Hey, your ZenY cable shipped out. You should be expecting it, any day now." I think about 45 days went by, and I still hadn't seen anything. So I started to email them. I wasn't getting a prompt response, or I don't think I got any response at that point. So I ended up sending a registered letter to their Palo Alto address. And about a week later, I received this ZenY cable, which I assume they just either it got lost in shipping and they shipped me out another one or what have you. So anyway, off to the races I went and started testing my two units with the supplied ZenY cable. But to my surprise, about a week after that, I got my letter back, returned to sender. And so I wanted to make sure that I sent it to the right address, confirmed it, did a Google search on the address, and I found that it was a now for rent Regis office space. And that really, no, there's nothing wrong with being scrappy kind of startup and having a Regis or a WeWork style office, but the fact that they don't even have the office anymore, or seemingly moved, I can't, and it seems like, at least on the website, that office is no longer listed, so my assumption is they no longer have a U.S. base even office space, which then leads me into the problems I started having, one with customer support and the actual units themselves. Received many different firmware updates, which again, being a Kickstarter new product, actually I'm gonna link to a video that I should have watched before purchasing any of these solar generators on Kickstarter. I'll put it up here somewhere. And it goes into like all of the problems that any of these companies have. They're new, the firmware is not up to date, they're not tested, and it's always like this constant work in progress. And that seems to be where we're at right now with these Superbase Vs. To say that they're inconsistent, even on a functional level, would be, at best. Some of the issues that I've been having the units, one particular unit, I have a maximum and minimum discharge. The one always charges to 100% and always discharges to 0%. I understand they're supposed to run through a cycle, to calibrate. However, I've been, running these through a cycle, every other day or so, and the one unit always discharges to 0 and always charges to 100. I can't really explain. I don't know why, and that goes into customer support now. I can't seem to get an answer. I submitted a ticket with a myriad of questions trying to understand what is being synced with the Cat5 cable in between, in between the two Superbase V units. Also, a simple thing like I wanted to, in the manual, there's an icon relating to a splitter, splitter icon, and I was curious if that had to do with the Zen Y cable and the Ethernet, and how if that needs to be turned on, how do I turn it on? Doesn't seem to reference anything in the manual. Also, I had some questions on kind of this phantom discharge, even if I don't have the units plugged into the transfer switch. Both units will discharge within a day, and I assume that's just from running the inverter and the fans that are in it, but not actually powering any units. That seems, I don't know if that's supposed to be normal or not. So I submitted a ticket for all of these things, and but questions. I tried to call the phone support. I don't think they are aware of the product at all. It's more of just a phone support to log a ticket. I didn't receive any response to that ticket that was created. Of course, I'm very active on the Facebook group and posted, what's the normal response time for these tickets? I think it went on 3 weeks, and I hadn't heard any response whatsoever. And Megan from their customer support said, just supply the ticket number here, and I'll reach back out to you, which I did. She followed up and said, hey, is everything been resolved? And I replied promptly, no, nothing has been resolved. I have had no questions answered, and these are the questions that I had. And then weeks go by, and I get a message from the ticketing system that the ticket had been closed because I had not responded. But I was waiting for a response, still waiting for a response, and they closed the ticket. Now, if I'm in the Facebook group, I'll get the same kind of responses from Megan or whoever on the Zendure team that that please respond to us with a ticket number. So I feel like we're in this infinite loop. And I've even seen some people post that basic responses from Zendure that they're just so busy, they're selling so many of them, we're having a hard time getting back to you. And that's great for them. However, I'm seeing more and more people having problems with their product. And to be honest, I feel maybe a little bit lucky because the product is functioning. I don't know I still want to, I'll do another video showing my full setup, and there's still some odd things, but my main concerns right now are the fact that they don't seem to have a US base anymore. If I need to have some sort of warranty work, where am I sending it to? If they're going to be around at all to support it. All of the concerns in which were posted in this other YouTube video. So for right now, I couldn't recommend it. I wouldn't have bought it again. There's a ton of other solutions that I after more research and actually getting the product, I would have purchased. Right now, I have it hooked up to solar. I get anywhere between 800 and 1,000 watts in, and it doesn't seem to keep the batteries topped up, even though I'm not drawing anywhere near that. So yeah, I can't. It's the customer service is really it's really disappointing, and I don't know. I'm going to keep on trying to work on getting some of these questions resolved. Keep my fingers crossed that there's some firmware updates, hopefully soon, that fix some of these problems, and hopefully they can hire and staff up their customer service and get a lot of these questions answered. Because right now, you're kind of on your own, and these are brand new. So if there's any problems in the future, I'm very worried.